Hi folks, ever on the lookout for the best camera angle and board. Also, this is the sort of coming to the end of my options for painting with oils. I love oil painting, but I'm afraid the solvents don't agree with me. So what I've done, I've mixed some Winsor & Newton drying linseed oil, which is not toxic, very fast drying, and I've mixed it with some walnut oil, which I just got from a local supermarket. Very cheap, about £1.85 or something. Quite a lot in there. I went to Hobbycraft and they didn't have any. What I really want is fast drying linseed oil, which hasn't got any petroleum products in. I'm really struggling with the solvents with oil paints, and if I can't solve the problem, I'll sling the lot, and as a last resource, I'll either go back to acrylics, or they're okay, or go to water soluble oils and use a limited palette. Now what I've done, I did this one on Saturday, and it wasn't very good. Someone loved it, but somebody gave it a very derogatory comment, and I can't say I disagree. It was sort of last chance saloon really. So you can see I've just gone over it with some of this oil and some blue and some light red. So it's still very wet. So I'm going to see if I can paint into it and see what we can make of it. I did one, the Norfolk impression with the church and a cloud on the right, which was lovely. And a friend said to me on Saturday night at dinner, he said, I showed it to him, and he immediately said, I'd like to buy that, Dave. Not how much you want, but he's a great friend, and I wouldn't sell it to him. I gave it to him. He likes it, but this one didn't work. So I'm using cadmium yellow light, some light red, which is Griffin. Just bought this one, light red. They're very good Griffin. Anything Griffin, they call it Griffin, but it's alkyd resin based, and it's a fast dryer, and that's what they mix with linseed oil to make it dry faster. Now I've got really coughing. So we'll get some white. This is Griffin white, bit of yellow, and this might not take, and a bit of red, bit of the light red, and we'll just start to put in some cloud. And I'm hoping that the Griffin will work with this. Nice oil. Let's just get some nice. Keep the weight of the cloud on one side. See, this is such a lovely material. Right, okay, so let's go more white, more oil. So, oh well, I was going to do that there, wasn't I? But funny enough, a spooky thing happened on the Norfolk one. A big face appeared, but people are seeing different things. They're seeing about 3 or 4 different faces, probably because the suggestion, but it looked like God peering over the clouds. Oh, we'll just whack that in. So I'm not going to do anything similar. I probably might do another river scene. I want to do it keep it fairly easy so that you can sort of follow. So, and we'll have this sort of dark on that side. That's like the cloud that I did. But as that dries, we'll put more light in it. So I'll use 2 brushes. That's just look, I've got oil everywhere. Not a good start to the day today. It's pouring with rain, but we had a very nice day yesterday. So if you didn't get the downside, you wouldn't appreciate the upside, would we? So this would be over the dark landscape, and I'm going to use a dark colour for trees in this, so I want them to counter change against against this. So we'll have blue and red and a bit of white to grey it off a bit. Bit of oil. I'm using a lot of oil because I like it. Let's just get these trees in here. Going across there. Counter change. The great thing about oils is it stays where you put it at the same intensity. It loses nothing of its brilliance. Now, if I can get away with this walnut oil and the alkyd linseed oil, the fast dryer, that would be a giant step forward. So one's a bit higher than the rest. Okay, so that counter changes against that light. Okay, so when that dries, dries off a bit, I'll put more colour in. So I'll clean the brush and we'll go in for some greeny stuff. Nice little rag. I don't want to put my brushes in the cleaning fluid, which is Zest It, which is not, well, I hope not as toxic as the other stuff. Just clean the brushes with the dry rag. Doesn't hardly smells at all. So that pleases me. My wife also wants to use some of my walnut oil for cooking. But I'll sell her some. Hope you had a good weekend, folks. No, I'm just putting a rogue bristle off there. So we want some nice yellow and blue, ultramarine. And that going all the way across here. A bit of light in there. Just sticking, nice. I want the sky quite a bit lighter, but it's very, very wet at the moment. Oh, let's add a bit of red. I might use another red as well, the Cad Red Light, just to extend the range of greens. It seems to be getting a little bit sticky. I want this broader. It's too bitty at the moment, but we're only laying in at the present, so let's get some nice greeny. Of course you can extend it with black. That makes wonderful greens. You can build up a sort of not an impasto, but thicker colour while it's wet. Never paint thin colour over thick paint that hasn't quite dried because it will crack. That's a golden rule. Let's just get catching the light here. Now I put a church in there before, but I might put just a house or something. Right, let's get that red. It's nice, a good exercise in painting is to use a very limited palette. It forces you to explore all the possibilities with your colours, with 3 colours, all the mixes that it makes. So a nice light green now, bit of the old oil. See, the thing is, I don't think that will dry in or just lose itself in the background. It will if you glaze over it when it's dry, but I'm sort of glazing wet. Now I quite like that start. I'm quite pleased with that. But I want to get. I'm going to add a cadmium red. I think the light red is a great poppy colour. I think. Because you always put a few poppies in. If you get a lot of green, you need to put some red by it. Let's do a bit of stuff on here. We don't want white. We want off-white. Going into sort of grey. And I always use brushes larger than you think. Right, go back to the dark brush. I'm going to put in a bit of grey now. What I'm trying to do is to get you to be enthusiastic about having a go yourselves. If you're watercolour painters, be patient. I will be going back to watercolours, but I'm enjoying doing all this. So it's all paint. Some is more paint than others. So I'm just using a little bit of the cadmium red and a bit of the cadmium yellow light. So let's get some nice lights in there. See, there's more light than that. Well, billowing over there. I think the camera tends to enhance the light in these paintings, but I don't mind that. So well, let's have some grey in here. And then when I put the darks in, it will should hopefully say something about the stormy sky, but not as dark as I have been doing them. But we'll see how it pans out. Let's get some bit of red in there now. Plenty of oil. Touch of blue. I think Turner was a great one for adding a bit of red to his clouds. I'm not sure, but I'm doing it anyway. Just to give a greater depth to the sky with a lot going on without being too bitty, but that's quite hard to do. Using the Griffin. Yeah, it's very wet. Put in some bits of cloud in flat areas just to add a bit of interest. It could be a stormy morning. Now I'm really making this up as I go along. Just blend some of that. Use the brush again. Oh, I was using the light brush with. It's coming out of the murk. That's a murk as M-U-R-K rather than M-E-R-C. Gentle touches. But I want some off-white, but I want it to stick. As if the light is coming from the left. Silence. I think I'll put a couple of these on Patreon if you fancy having a look. It won't bite. And it helps pay for all these materials. Now who knows if a face is going to arise out of this. If I had the light coming from there, that would be lit there, wouldn't it? But I'm not sure, I maybe need some more red in there. That little glazy tint on there. Right, let's leave that for a minute and go back onto the landscape. Now, I'm going to use my half-inch brush. I'm going to put in some houses, catching a bit of light. Now, I found my marble stick. So. Oh, got to register. Maybe I'll change the light to the other side. Come from behind those. Catching the light on the top of that. I'm not used to painting as thin as this. Right, it's got a bit of muted. very wet, isn't it? Oops. Doesn't matter about thick on thin or thin on thick when it's wet, because hopefully it will dry. This is small painting, this. And it just shows up a little bit. Let's get that look catching the light here. Right, okay. Get those whites washed. Buildings in there. A little brush. I just want to thin that chimney out a bit. Dark red in there. Easier said than done. That shows, yeah, just a little bit. I'm going to put some little grey buildings, I think. It's drying on the palette. Oh, so maybe it will be a bit of a success. Where's it going to go? Oh, yeah. Okay, put that to one side and let's go in with some of those trees, those darker trees. Who said painting was easy, eh? Okay, let's go back to the grass now. We'll get a shot of that bit there. We can put some dark shadow in. And some of this here. I'll go back to that sky. I can see it drying off now, very slowly. It's that drying oil, the alkyd. Right, so let's get nice. But I don't want to go too light there. Get that nice and. I haven't got my little frame up here. No, I haven't. So I can't show it in the frame. Oh, I just put some texture in there. Get some light reddy, orangey, greeny stuff here. Soften this. Look, the effects of oil is so attractive. It's blending in with the oil, but it's staying where it's put. Maybe I'll put those houses over too far. Maybe I can put a bigger tree over there, which I probably will do. Now I've thought of it. Right, go back to that sky. So the light was coming that way now, more or less. So let's just lighten on one side. Bit of a lump there. A bit of red in there. Coming off the side. Become a little bit of grey on here. Just mute some of that. Get that darker grey in there. Bit of impasto here. I don't think that's working. I think I've got too much oil on there. That's a stick gun. grey that out a bit more. But I think the oil is working okay. Right. Now we want to put a bit of bluey green in those distant trees there. So I'll get some air back. Now I need to balance that, so I think a bush would be appropriate. Put it there. See how big that brush is to use for delicate little things. Got a hair sticking out. Put a bit of red in there. Does that show up? Nearly done, I think. I think we could get away with a couple of 3 or 4 poppies catching the light. I'll get off the brush. Walking in the rain. Okay, well I don't think I can do much more to that. I think I've gone a bit murky here, but the rest of the sky's not too bad. But you do you need reds where you've got a lot of green? Just dobbing about here and there. Right, well I think that's a better picture than the last one. I don't want to do any branches or stuff like that. But I'm not too displeased with that. Someone said they'd like to see a screenshot at the end, but I could do that, but I'd have to edit it in and it all takes time. If you want to see the screenshot, you can go on my Facebook and look at it there, because I put everything I paint on YouTube. I share it on Facebook. Right, I'm not. It's sliding about too much. There's so much oil. I'm going to have to go and clean my brushes, and I'm going to wrap up my. I'll put a lid on my oil, because I think that's working. I think that is quite good. Let's just put a signature on. So that's drying linseed oil, Windsor & Newton. When I used it the first time last Thursday, of Friday, it dried very matte. It dried quickly, but it dried matte. But I like the glossy finish. So I don't think I'll be able to put a signature on this. My stick, blue stick. One fell off from the little table. I'll show you that'll do. Right, I'll go downstairs now, and I'll zoom you in a bit, and you can have a little look at it. Let's go around. If I can just loosen my tripod, which we'll have a look around. The light is shining on that, so it's darker than you would think. And the right hand side of the cloud is reflecting from the window above to the right. So let's just see if we can change that. Just put a bit of that, bit of grey. Just mixing up a bit of the white with a bit of that colour just to make a grey. See, you never finish a painting, do you? Okay, well let's let that go. I hope that's better than the one I did last Friday. Okay, let's zoom out, give you another last look at that. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you get something from that. Bye for now.